All right, guys, I'm back. It's June 22nd, and I got three players that I absolutely love for us to incorporate into some player props. But before we do, let's recap yesterday. All right, guys, I got only one official play to grade out for today, and that's a Tier 2 play on Profar. I would just watch his first at bat, and he beat out the throw to first. It was absolutely amazing until they reviewed it, and he was a hair short. And the interesting thing about it, he's battling tendonitis in his knee. So don't you think that played a factor? A hair short with tendonitis. He came up hobbled after he tried to, he mustered up an amazing effort. Can you imagine? He probably would have got that first hit on his first at bat for us if he was 100% healthy. But that's okay. We have three more at bats left to go for him. I just want to get this video out early because it just benefits everybody. If you guys can get this earlier, it's, why not? And for some reason, the algorithm pushes this video out a lot more when I come out with the video earlier than later. When I wait till 2 o'clock in the morning, the impressions or what have you, it dramatically decreases for some reason. So I'm like, I'll try to get these videos out earlier, the better. It helps everybody out. All right. So let's get right to the plays. All right, I got two Tier 1 plays for today. But before we get into it, let's give you a little insight on how these Tier 1s have fared all season long. 109 players I suggested on the channel. We hit 90 of them correctly to record a hit and missed on only 19 of them for an 83% hit rate. So let's get to the two players that fall into this Tier 1 category. All right, first matchup, Shohei Otani versus Griffin Canning. And when you look at the pitch usage percentage by Canning, oh, he loves that four-seam fastball, baby. I don't know why. He throws it like 33% of the time, and he gives it up at a 340 batting average against absolutely horrible. That's great for Shohei Otani. He loves the four-seam fastball. Crushes it at a 380 rate all season long. Oh, you got to love it. Moving on to pitch number 2, or maybe 1A, and now this is 1B. Throws them both at 33% of the time. This time the changeup, a 222 batting average. Not too bad, okay? But Otani has no problem with the changeup, a 308 batting average all season long. The third, I'm getting ahead of myself. The third pitch, the slider, 19% of the time. A 276 batting average, not very good. Otani crushes the slider, 345 batting average. The fourth pitch, 15% of the time. The curveball, he's giving it up at a 500 rate, and Otani's hitting it at a 500 rate. So I don't know if he'll actually throw any of those to Shohei Otani. But if he does, it would be absolutely amazing. So I really love this matchup with Otani, the opportunity today. Ballpark Pal loves it too. They list this as an extreme advantage for Shohei Otani. He represents the worst 15 percentile possible matchups for Griffin Canning. I mean, look at Otani. In the last 18 games, he's got recorded at least one hit in 14 of them on fire. A 297 batting average with right-handed pitchers in the last 14 days. A barrel rate that's absolutely amazing. That's elite status right there. ISO rate is in the elite range. So do you think he's a home run threat? Of course he's a home run threat, Shohei Otani, especially indicating with those numbers right there. That's what it indicates, potential for home run. Now, what do I mean by that? Barrel rate is the percentage of time that you hit the ball, okay, at a launch angle of 25 to 35 degrees, okay, and also with a exit velocity of 95 miles per hour or higher. When you hit that, I mean, it's essentially there's an amazing chance to hit a home run when you have all that in place. So like the barrel rate represents that. He has a barrel rate that is in the elite range, okay? His ISO rate is elite, like I said. It measures power, that measures extra base hits. So, like I said, home run threat. Now, it's not necessarily a home run recommendation. Home run recommendation would be more if I look at the weather and make sure that the weather is conducive, like, blowing out. It's in a ballpark that is a good ballpark for hitting home runs. The pitcher, home run to fly ball. There's a lot of things I look at before I give a home run recommendation, but you want to look at it a little closer. But I'm just saying the baseline, like when you just look at barrel and ISO rate, he's definitely a home run threat. So he has the power for extra bases. So if you want to play the over 1.5 total bases in this, in this game, and just be a straight bet, individual play, I think that's really in play. I think it's a solid option, but I think the more safer bet would be the baseline prediction, just to record a hit. All right, the next matchup is another play that fits into the tier 1 category. That's hitting an 83% hit rate. This is a great candidate to parlay in a hit parlay with Otani. I'm talking about Freddy Freeman going up against Griffin Canning. I just talked about it. All his pitches and how he's not performing them very well or commanding them very well. Okay, so we're just going to go through Freeman. He's hitting almost 300 against the four-seam fastball. Love it. Change up. Freeman, a 438 average. Against the slider, a 368. I'm loving it. I'm loving it, baby. The curveball at a 417. I don't know if I love this one better than Otani, but it doesn't matter because, like I said, I want to play both of them, hopefully in a hit parlay. Ballpark Pal loves it too. They have it as an extreme advantage for Freeman. Freeman represents the worst 4 percentile of possible matchups for Griffin Canning. Freeman has recorded at least one hit in 20 of his last 25 games. On fire, baby. 433 batting average in the last 14 days. On fire, okay? Barrel rates in the good range. ISO rates in the elite range. He's a home run threat. I got into the whole thing about, how I determine if someone's a home run threat or not. It's the barrel rate, the ISO rate. If you want to play Freeman over 1.5 total bases, if that's your thing, like I say, and you don't like the parlay, I think it's in play. But I always say the safer play in the general sense, just for Freeman, is to, just for him to record a hit, the baseline prediction. So there you go. If the odds come out and Freeman and Otani are too expensive, if you will, or the odds are too high to put them in a hit parlay, I got one more player, a tier 2 player that I can talk about. I'm going to talk about right now. All right, before we get to the tier 2 play, we need to know how we are doing on the tier 2. So whether you want to use it or not. So historically, of the last 195 batters I suggested on the channel, we hit 144 of them correctly in terms of players record a hit. And we missed on just 51 of them for a 74% hit rate. Let's get right to the tier 2 play that I absolutely love for today. All right, the final matchup, Kyle Schwarber versus Tommy Henry. When you look at Henry's pitch usage percentage, he loves throwing that sinker about 28% of the time all season long. And he's giving it up at a 273 rate. Not very good. Okay, you know what's not good for him? It's good for us. Schwarber, he's hitting that sinker at a 524 rate all season long. It's not a misprint. Oh, it's absolutely amazing. Now moving on to the second pitch, and this is where it becomes the tier 2 play. Henry commands the four-seam fastball really well, a 111 batting average against. So that's what drops it down. Basically, it's his second pitch, but it's might as well be his first pitch, 28%, 26%. It's just on average. When you have a batting average against that good, that's what drops it down to a tier 2 play. It's still a very solid play, just at 74%. Okay, we got 3 balls that he throws, and or 3 of them that he's bad at throwing and 1 that he's good at. Okay, so moving on to the third pitch, the curveball, 23% of the time, a 357 batting average given up. Absolutely horrible. And Schwarber hits the curveball at a 500 rate on the season. And then the fourth pitch, 23% of the time, the slider, a 375 batting average. The worst one he throws, okay? And Schwarber, almost a 300 batting average on the season, hitting the slider. Absolutely love this opportunity. Ballpark Pal loves it too. They have it as an extreme advantage for Schwarber. He represents the worst 7% of possible matchups for Tommy Henry. When you look at the last 12 games, Schwarber at least 1 hit in 10 of those 12, so really hot right now. Just in the last 2 weeks against right-handed pitchers, he's hitting at a 538 batting average. Absolutely amazing. Okay, his barrel rate is in the elite range. His ISO rate is in outer space, as I say. 46.2% for his ISO. That's power, baby. And the barrel rate, like I told you guys, what that is in terms of home run. So he's a home run threat. If you love playing the over 1.5 total bases, that's your thing, like I always say. I think it's in play. But as always, the baseline prediction is just to record a hit. So my 3 favorite players I absolutely love to incorporate in the player props for today. I really appreciate all the love that you guys are sharing, putting stuff in the comments, hitting the like button. The subscribers is absolutely amazing. Like I said, just put anything in the comments, close your eyes and hit the keyboard with something, and then just hit that send or whatever button so that, it doesn't take much thought, but it just puts something in the comment section for the algorithm. I'd really appreciate it. Let's have a lot of fun. Let's have a successful day, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.